Hi everyone, happy to present the session here, Empowering Teams and Leverage Citrix Workspace for Business Agility Needs. Glad to be here. Our productivity geeks and employee productivity lovers is myself, Sara Hoeg. I'm a senior manager and product leader for collaboration and workflows at Citrix. And with me, I have two of our partners, Jill Roberts from Brickbridge Consulting and Daniel Horn from Faces. Hi guys, thanks for joining.
Hey.
Hello.
Guest stars of the day. We'll go through some high-level items. First of all, why it's important to empower your team to structure their own business processes and give the business really an opportunity to leverage these tools that we have available from Citrix to deliver on new solutions in a matter of minutes, hours, and days to meet needs of the business, but also the changing environment. We'll also go through some of our cool no-code, low-code tools in Citrix, not just Microapps. We have a lot of other stuff here that is empowering the end user as well, not just IT. And then in the end, we'll go through a few customer use cases and how you can actually be successful selling these solutions to your clients as well. So let's get started. Why is this important and why is this something that we're so passionate about? Well, if you think about your own team or your own job, who really knows how to do your job? Well, you do, right? You're the ones who's struggling every day to go through the same processes. You're the one who knows what to do in your area of expertise. And for that, I always felt like, why should IT always control what's best for you? You as a developer, you as a project manager, you as a team leader, you know how to lead your team, you know how to make your team successful. So we want to make sure that you have tools available to make you and your team successful without having to wait 6 months for new applications to be spinned up or have to wait for budget for IT to get started. We actually believe that by empowering teams and the end user to get stuff done and organize their process to suit their needs, they will be able to move faster, be more productive, be happier in their work because they have control of their own work. And they're able to, in that sense, work like almost like small entrepreneurs or mini startups within small or big companies. They have ownership of the process, and when they have ownership of their process, they have ownership of their work. They have a sense of purpose and they feel empowered to do stuff. So this is why this is important, not just for the sake of employee happiness and employee productivity, but also actually to get a better return on investment for your business. Because with employees that are empowered to do what they need to do in their area of expertise, the business will be more successful and hopefully you will be able to grow your business faster. So here's a bit of why all of these tools are important and also hopefully help you leverage that as well. So what we'll look at today are obviously Citrix Workspace as the unified employee experience delivery so that your employees can get sort of the best of all of the different applications in the same environment without having to learn how to use a lot of different tools. We can make the applications available in the same user interface, reduce need for training, reduce need for a lot of change management when new processes are included, because the user interface will be the same, so you don't need to spin up a new training model for the user to understand how to use the new application. Everything is available in Citrix Workspace. But next to that, we also have a lot of tools in the content collaboration portfolio on Citrix within work management, signature workflows, content workflows, where again, the end user, you can empower the business manager, the team leader, the finance manager in your team to actually also organize their own processes and get work done faster. So for that, we'll be looking at tools like Podio, Write Signature, and ShareFile as a part of the content collaboration suite. This is really something that I'm truly a believer of, that we need to empower the person, who's doing the job, to actually figure out how you want to do it and what works for you. So the power to manage work should be with the end user, with you who is doing the work. It shouldn't necessarily be with, someone who doesn't know how your process work in detail, or maybe don't have the time to get a detailed understanding. This is why our tools is flexible enough to allow you, the team, or IT to customize it to suit any process that you need a solution for. I want to give an example of what we did internally in Citrix recently, leveraging our own technology to deliver value really fast to the organization. So with a pandemic, hitting worldwide, we had to work really fast with our internal legal compliance teams, as well as security and HR, to figure out how do we deliver a safe solution for Citrix employees as the world was opening up in some locations, shutting down again, opening up, shutting down again. We had to find a flexible and agile tool that would enable us to suit a process that both works for the employees in each office location, also works across 43 different countries, which meant that we had to cater for one process in Japan, one in the Netherlands or in Denmark, and another process in the US. And for that, we used Citrix Podio alongside Citrix Workspace and the Microapps capabilities to deliver a solution to the employees. You can read more about what we actually did on the blog here, but I'll also show you just a few examples of the apps we built internally and how fast we were able to spin it up. So, switching to demo for a brief second. So what you should be able to see now here is Citrix Workspace. Obviously, this is a demo account. I could also show you our internal Citrix environment, but this is pretty close in terms of what we implemented internally. So we had to quickly figure out what's the process we want to cater for in order to help all of these employees in each of the countries. And before we were able to deliver it in Citrix Workspace, we actually built out the workspace using Podio apps in a workspace available here for the internal teams. In this way, we could review the structure of the application we wanted to build, what's the fields we need to make available, what's the process for employees, and we could quickly make changes here in a sort of a no-code environment in order to get agreement with HR, facilities, and the different country managers that we were meeting all of the needs of the business. We were also building apps for things like facilities feedback, employee survey, employee feedback, and office news. So we used this workspace internally to gain alignment that these were the use cases we wanted to deliver to our Citrix employees. And after getting okay from each of the departments, obviously compliance, we were able to leverage Citrix Workspace to deliver the applications to all 8,000 employees. So what you see here is a self-certification option that was made done by myself yesterday, so that before I'm able to enter a Citrix office, I just quickly have to self-certify that there is no no sickness, at least that I'm aware of, and make sure that everyone feels safe. So this is an example of how the certification would look like. I agree, and I'm able to submit this so that our HR compliance team have all of this safely in the backend, while employees feel like I'm actually taken care of before I enter the office. I'm able to do something for myself and my colleagues in order to feel safe entering the office. We also have other abilities available. This is actually for a team member or an admin to share communication to other employees, or do things like a survey to feel the pulse of how employees are feeling. Are you okay? What can we do to help you? What's the one idea we can do to make Citrix a better place to work? And these use cases we were able to implement rapidly because of the no-code tooling we have available with Podio and Workspace. Another example I want to share is let's see that you suddenly have a new need for a compliance review. So maybe getting external vendors in the office for COVID-19, it's not enough to do the Citrix Workspace certification. You actually need to have a signature from an external vendor before they're able to enter the office. So for that, again, you would leverage our signature solution. You would be able to quickly set up a template. From the template, you will be able to automate stuff like when a new self-certification item is created in my COVID-19 app. Then I want to select a template from our e-signature solution, and I want to send that off. So this is just an example of where no-code, low-code tooling really gives you the ability to take something that was an urgent need for the business, figure out how is the process actually going to look like, what's the use cases we want to have, and then deliver that to 8,000 employees and 43 countries in just a few weeks. So with that, I want to take it over to some of our partners to showcase how this can be done as well.
Just a moment. Excellent. So as I was saying, there's a lot of people that aren't familiar with the Citrix Podio system. As a partner that started with Citrix Podio, so a little bit about BrickBridge. We were founded in 2016. I've been using Citrix Podio since 2012. Used it as a part of a job. We went on to found a consulting firm that did Podio build outs, particularly for the nonprofit and government sectors. We've moved into private, as well as moved on to the Workspace product as well, which you've seen with Sara. I'm going to focus in on just Podio, as well as the companion, the Citrix Podio Workflow Automation Suite that goes along with it. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to just build a very quick business process and make it available to bring into Workspace. And we're going to show you a little bit about Workspace, I think, once Daniel joins us after me. So without further ado, let's build an application. We're just going to do a simple example here. I think everybody kind of understands what sales looks like. So I'm just going to build a super simple sales CRM application that's going to take in a lead. We're going to move it to an opportunity. We're going to send some communications out to the customer. And let's see if that gets us far enough. All right. So this is the Podio interface. This is what you're looking at on the screen. There are workspaces, not to be confused with the other workspace product, but they call these workspaces. We'll create a workspace today. Inside that workspace is where your applications will live. Through Movie Magic, I've already made one for us here, so we'll just dive right into it. Simple form, you just fill it out. It's going to create everything that you see on my screen right now for you. So this is your blank canvas that you start with. Very quickly, you can just add an application, click Add Application. We'll just call this Leads. It's going to create lead as an item. Got to have a great icon. We'll just use this book here. There's a bunch of other advanced features and lots of different configurations you can use. We'll just make this nice and simple today. And we're just going to create a Leads app. Once created, it's actually going to go ahead and pull you right into the low-code or essentially no-code builder that Podio provides. It's going to seed you with the title here. We'll just call this, we're going to change this, we'll just say name. So that's the name, or we'll say lead name. You can have category fields. So we'll call this a status lead, status, if I can spell. We'll say new, active, deny. Okay, easy enough. You select little different colors for that. So just grab a couple random colors. You can put in phone numbers, emails, website links, so any kind of information that you might want to have about your lead. So we'll just go ahead and save that. And guess what? We've made an application. It's ready to go. So we can go ahead and start adding leads in here. Just click Add Lead. Bill Roberts. I can spell my own name. I'm a new lead, of course. BrickBridge Consulting. So our website, and of course an email. And I will fix that. The link did not save for me. There we go. Bang, I've just created a lead in a CRM system that I've built right here in front of your eyes. So what can we do with these leads once we build that? Well, first we can create another application called an opportunity. I won't be wavering the spelling there. Again, got to have a great icon. We'll just say key. Why not? Great application. You know, I'll make an application. I'm just kind of running through this very quickly. You can see how easy it is to build some of these processes. This time, we're just going to make it super simple, but I'm going to use something called a relationship field, which enables the relational database part of Podio available to you. For the sake of time, we'll just leave them as they are. So you'll be able to tie an opportunity item back to a lead from a business process standpoint. That should make sense. So what happens if somebody wants to buy something as a lead? Well, we need to promote them as an opportunity, right? This would be your business process. As Sarah said, the people that are really working in the job understand the frontline view of the business processes that you're doing. When we work with clients, we try to get in touch with as many end users as possible. You know, we found that what management or executive management or even middle management understand about business process, and then what happens down in the field or live can be very different. So this allows for quick editing. I want to show this and we'll jump into the process. So if we do have a process change, there's a need for agility. An employee says, hey, you guys built this wrong, we need to change because they're down in the front line. Just quickly modify a template. We'll say we need to add a field here. Easy enough, save. That's going to cascade that field across the entire set of leads that would be inside of this application. All right, so let's jump into workflow. I do need to do a quick refresh. Pull up my applications. So we have leads and opportunities. You'll see here, this is the Citrix Podio workflow automation platform. This will allow us to breathe life into these applications. So you saw me fill out this lead. You know, it's filled out. You get to see where it's commenting, get to track the compliance, but it's not, you know, it's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. So let's put some life into this. So we have leads here, similar layout, just as you see in the workspaces here, more workspaces. So you see you got this long list. You also have this long list. For us, the list is a little long. We're not just president of the club, we're also members. We do everything in our business on Podio. We're talking about human resources, talent, management, sales, CRM. We've done inventory systems for other people, payroll. It's a lot of different use cases that this system of record can provide, especially those using Workspace. So I want to make a quick point here as we build a flow. If you are a Workspace developer, this is going to be a wonderful micro system of record for you to be able to put functionality or fill in gaps of functionality, either that the organization hasn't addressed, you know, process that's still on paper, or that they may have bought a monolith software and maybe they didn't purchase the upgrade, or, you know, it's just wasn't anything when they were doing their procurement of that software and they need a piece of functionality. We can augment, I would say, a Workday by adding a Podio layer and having Podio talk to Workday as well as Workspace. So, you know, this is a really great utility tool, Podio is, along with Citrix Podio Workflow Automation, to be able to backfill some of these processes in. I'm going to make a quick, let's do this. 1 second. I'll make a quick workflow here. So this is, as I said, the life of an application. We're going to make a new flow. We're going to do an updated one. Click on created. So let's give it a name there real quick. So going back to our system, we have a lead. Let's say that when they moved into denied, so when this lead moves over, you can see I just changed the status here, that something happens. So, you know, I clicked on it, nothing has happened here. So what we'll do, I'm going to go put it back to new. You can see it moving over here. times and dates. And we're going to make a new action. So let's say that when a status is changed and that status, just notice my own misspelling there, is moved to denied. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a text message to this guy's or gal's boss when he loses a lead. So we'll use my telephone number, 493 EST. So anytime somebody in the system has an issue, I'll bring up voice here. This should go over my Google Voice number. Should have signed in. So when this lead status moves over to denied, the person doesn't want the product, it will send out a text message. And we'll see if we can get the magic of a live demo here. Fantastic, it came through 10:13 a.m. Test. So anytime somebody now in Podio clicks this denied button, it's going to send me a text message, hey, this guy didn't close his lead or gal. Now let's say if they go to active, and we'll wrap up on this. So let's say they did get it, item updated. You know what, we'll make this easy. I want to show off this copy feature, actually. The Citrix Podio workflow automation suite really, I'll give just a quick background. When I came on in 2012, this was not available inside of Podio. This came on a few years later, and it really changed what Podio was capable of doing. So when you're thinking about business workflows, when you're working on a Citrix Workspace with intelligence installation, always keep Podio and Citrix Podio workflow automation tools in mind. This is really going to be able to help you help clients. Okay, so I'm going to just make a quick copy of this flow for sake of time, but instead of denied, it's going to go to active, and we'll say salesperson Gil is the best, right? So every time that I do that, and then we also want, so it's going to promote it into an opportunity, right? So we also want to transfer some data from this lead item over into a, so we'll just create a quick item, and that's going to go into the opportunities. Make sure I get the right one. And then we're just gonna, I'm just gonna transfer the name over from the lead just for sake of example. Okay, so, and that's it. Just a few clicks. There was no coding there. I'm not coding. I'm a non-technical person. I do not know how to code. So, it's real easy for somebody to set this up, real easy for the people that are actually doing the work to be able to sketch out some of their day to make it easier. Okay, so we're gonna go back to new. And then let's say I got the sale, so I'm gonna click on active. It should, hopefully through movie magic, give us, there we go. So here comes the text message through. You can see it created a new opportunity for me, so it moved the information, moved the name over. And let's say a part of the process is that I need to link back. Again, we're in the opportunities. I need to link back to the lead, so I can click on the lead. There's that relational database field. I can click on it. I can go take a look at the lead. It's also down here. I can go take a look at the opportunity. That was super quick. So, in the last 5-10 minutes, we've been able to, from nothing, create a very quick sales CRM and then breathe life into it with SMS messaging coming out of the system. Tons and tons of options when it comes to what the automation platform will give you. Sara mentioned write signature and share file. Those are natively integrated with this automation platform. Daniel, I think you're going to show some examples of what those automations look like here in just a second. But you can see share file, create folders, add users. There's a lot of actions here. For those that want to get into more coding, both interfaces allow for that. And I'll finish on this. So if you're familiar with JavaScript, we can always add a calculation field which will accept JavaScript and variables. I won't belabor it for the sake of time, but you can insert JavaScript notation here in this calculation field, and also interact with other fields as well as fields linked to them. So over in that, I'm in the Opportunities app, over in the Leads application. If there's some data over there, I can pull it through into the Opportunities app via this JavaScript field here. So this will just accept standard JavaScript notation along with the variables using the @ sign there. So that's one. Two, I'll leave that. If you're over in the automation side, you can always use PHP notation. That's available as well. It's got the information here. So again, it's notation, it's not full-blown coding, so it is a low-code part of the interface that you're seeing there. So if you do need some advanced capabilities, those are available. There's also API calls available through the Citrix Podio Workflow Automations platform to be able to bring some advanced integration capability without actually having to dig into API documentation or some of those other things. So those people that are looking just for quick and dirty integration, maybe one-way integrations, those kind of things, this is a great way to get it done. Sends email, text messages, creates PDFs, Excel files. All these are automated. All these allow for easy and simple reporting. Okay, finally, once you have your applications built and your workflows built, now we need to bring it into Workspace, right? So we've been working inside of Podio here. So it's very easy to do so. Obviously, Workspace has its own builder, which you guys have seen in other presentations, so I'm not going to get into that. But you do need a few things to be able to get that done. Right here in Podio, it makes it super easy for you. Just go over to this wrench when you're in, so we're in the Leads application here. Just go to the wrench, click on Developer. Here's your JavaScript tokens. You can put your webhooks in here as well. So if you need to have webhooks with, utilize the new webhooks feature with Workspace, a great place to put it there, as well as all your JSON values and variables needed to get the job done. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Jill. This is awesome. In order to see how all of this works together and some example customer use cases, let's give Daniel the presenter rights. That's on me, and then I'll let Daniel from Faces take it from here.
I think I'd like to do it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jill.
So you should be able to see my screen. So thanks. My name is Daniel. I'm from Faces, and I'll just give a short introduction to us. I think it's a bit relevant in terms of these customer use cases I'm going to show today. So we are a digital agency that helps with digital transformation and process optimization. We've delivered more than 1,000 solutions since 2011. We are about almost 70 people now, located in Denmark and India. We do consulting, we implement the workflows, we also do development and design, so we have developers in-house. We do a lot of integration work and also the hosting and infrastructure of these solutions that we build. We have a very broad range of customers, so we mainly target the larger clients, enterprise clients around the world. The clients are in very different business areas, and that's where these tools that, for example, Podio plays very well in, because we can cater to these different types of businesses, even though they are in very different business areas. In terms of Citrix and Faces, we've been working with Citrix since 2011. We were one of the first official Podio partners, built a lot of solutions on top of Podio, with Podio, on Podio, and then we've started using Signature and ShareFile, and now we're really excited to look into the future with the Citrix Workspace as well. So I have brought a couple of use cases with me today, and the first one is basically use case which we've implemented for a couple of clients. It's about keeping track of who is, for example, borrowing, or who owns, or who has the assets that we have. It can be hardware, it can be any type of asset. So I'll do a live demo of that here, right here. So we have here the Podio setup. So we have 3 apps, as we've just seen Jill present Podio, and we saw the app build and so on. So we cheated a little bit, and we already built the different apps. So we have a contracts app, which hold all the contracts that we're going to store. We have the hardware assets app, where all the hardware stuff is in. And we have a users app who holds all the information about the users that are going to borrow the hardware that we're borrowing out. So just to give you an idea about how all this can work. So this is kind of the base of the solution, and then all the contracts will be signed using Citrix Write Signature, and all the contracts will be stored in Citrix share file. So these were the kind of requirements from the client. They needed a place to store the files very securely. They needed a way to sign the documents easily. Sometimes the clients, the users were just coming into the IT administration office, and they needed an easy way to sign just on their phones. And IT needed to have an overview of who has what right now. So I'll go ahead and create a new contract. So I'll take this one, and it's going to go to this guy, and he's going to borrow it from today, and hopefully he'll return it next week. Go ahead and share it, save it. So now we are storing this data inside Podio, and we can go ahead and send the contract. We'll just wait a few seconds. You can see it's created a contract, and we can actually go into our email right here, and we should get an email soon. Yep, it's there. So you can see Podio has initiated through the automation tool that Jill showed before to send out the contract that it's generated through Write Signature. So I can go ahead and sign that. So I'm signing as the borrower. This can happen on your phone or tablet or whatever you have, computer. Go ahead and submit that. I'll jump back to the email. Since I'm both the borrower and the IT guy borrowing out this, I'll also sign as the IT administrator. So I'll jump down here, sign it. Like that. Submit signature. Submit. So now it's done. Write Signature is generating the signed document with a small certificate, and everything is in order. So I will jump back, and we can see here in Podio that we have our signed version stored. This document will just be sent to ShareFile as well, because the client had a requirement of storing all the files as well. So I'll just update this one. And we can see our signed document is ready right here. With our signatures, and everything is still here. So this can be done really quickly, as Jill just shown in his presentation, that this can be done without writing code. It's done in a low code manner, and we're storing it in a safe place. IT has the overview of everything that's going on, and it's an easy way for the user to interact with. So I will jump back to the contract. So this was an example of using Podio as the backend kind of place, Write Signature for signing, and ShareFile for storing the files. Looking into the future, we are looking a lot into using Citrix Workspace with the clients, since the clients are asking us usually to build like a common interface for the solutions that we're making. So just a quick look at how this could work using Citrix Workspace as the kind of front end for what we just seen. So all this could basically happen in Write Signature. We could initiate the contract signature from here as an action, and then the user could actually receive the contract here, click on sign. You'll see the information about the contract, click on sign now. It'll pop up in Write Signature, and they can sign it, and then they'll get a notification back that the contract has been signed successfully. This would make it a lot easier to manage for everybody. They would not even have to have access to their email. They can just sign into Citrix Workspace and do the whole thing from here. So a lot of our clients are asking for like a unified interface or an interface where they can do their work, and that's where we can see Citrix Workspace fit very well into. Since a lot of our clients is larger clients, public sector clients or enterprise clients, having the Citrix brand or the Citrix name behind these solutions makes it a lot easier to sell it in. Citrix is kind of known for security, networking, and so on, and that it's just a lot easier to sell these quick and very agile solutions in, where it's a bit of a challenge for us sometimes to sell in not so well-known brands or names that are available as well. Another example I brought today is a report generation use case where we had a large client in Denmark who were doing a lot of reports based on information they were gathering from a lot of consultants running around doing some different data collection in Denmark. So here again, we were using Podio as the kind of data collection system, and they were collecting a lot of data. All this data had to be generated as a PDF report and then sent to different stakeholders to get the information. This used to be done manually. It was a lot of work, and it used to be, Excel files. Somebody would take all these Excel files and produce the reports. So a lot of manual work to make this happen. Instead, we set up the apps needed in Podio, just as you saw Jill create the apps before. And then we made one app where they can basically generate a different set of reports depending on what they need. The reports will then be generated if you click one of these buttons. They'll be stored in share file. It's very confidential information. And since the security is extremely high on share file, we could solve the requirement by using share file for this client. The reports looks like this. So it'll take the different information we've seen in Podio. It'll present it in a nice format, and it's ready to go. So without anybody having to spend any manual time, they just click one button and all the data is populated into report, and it's all generated using Podio. It's stored in share file, and the report itself is created using the Podio automation platform that Jill showed before. In the end, this report needs to be signed, and again, we can utilize Write Signature to send this report for signature, and we are all done with this workflow. So before it was emails going back and forth, it was difficult to keep track of. Now we have it all in a good structure that helps the client tremendously. That was the different use cases from our side, but I just wanted to emphasize the possibilities that is with these tools, and again say that having the Citrix name behind these tools really helps a lot, and having the flexibility to demo these things, as Jill just shown before, it helps a lot that you can actually demo it right away when you're sitting in a client meeting, that you can actually complete some of the areas or some of the flows that our customers are in need of is a really strong selling point for these things. So thanks for listening in, and I'll let Sara wrap this up.
Actually, Sara, may I make one point? Because Daniel, you just said something absolutely brilliant there. I want to make sure everyone watching this understands. Said, look, I'm sitting at the client and I can start doing proof of concept right there in front of them. That's how our company got launched, basically, because of our ability to sit down with somebody and actually do just a quick proof of concept or just show it to them. You know, I showed you the builder, it's pretty quick. That is such a powerful thing about Citrix Podio automations platform, and to a certain extent, Workspace as it continues to go forward. So just wanted to point that out there. Do not miss that. Super cheap to make proof of concept, super quick. Sometimes you can do it right there in front of them and get the sale.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That was exactly what we did with the back to office solution for Citrix internally. We built a Podio workspace in an hour, and we were able to go through facilities, HR, compliance, all the different departments to get confirmation of the process, showcase how it would work, and then we use Citrix Workspace to actually deliver the solution to Citrix employees with all the data stored in Podio as well. So I couldn't agree more. The fact that you can demo things in minutes, but also then empower the teams to take ownership of the solution afterwards in case there is a change in process later, because there always will be a change. That's really powerful. So thank you so much, guys, for showcasing what you have and how you're using these no-code, low-code tools with your customers. For any questions, we're available on Slack, and you can also email us directly, and we'll be happy to chat more and showcase more in a one-on-one session. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sara.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody at Converge. Everybody stay safe.